My name is Tim Goth-Owens. I work in the state program as the instructor or coordinator of the seminar. That's a piece of the state program.
It's a program for students with disabilities who struggled academically with learning disabilities, and set them up with a mentor that would help them organize their time and really maximize their potential. I've been with the RCPD for 3.5 years as a student and a mentor and mentor coordinator for the program as well. The Stern family just needs to know how generous their gift really is. They are giving students that might not have succeeded only because they didn't have the tools a chance to succeed.
One of the things the mentoring piece does is they sit down and meet with a person, get to know somebody who has many of the same challenges, and they see them a little further down the road. And one of the things that's happened a little further down the road is they're not blaming everybody else. They may have dyslexia, but that stops being an explanation for everything. And it stops being, you ask somebody, so tell me about yourself. It's kind of like the first thing they say is, well, I have dyslexia. And it stops being the first thing.
I try to take their specific accomplishments and really highlight them because they're big. It's about not just saying you can do it, but look what you've already done, and you can go even further.
Yeah, maybe it takes me longer to do this, but I can find my strengths. Through the state program, I became a lot more comfortable with myself. Something I can take with me is the confidence, and it's kind of brought a whole level of awareness as well.
Trying to get students to begin studying for finals on the first day of class and to teach them what it means when we say that.
I knew everything that I needed to do in terms of my study habits and approaching classes the right way. I was improving as a student before participating in the state program, but I still felt like there was more that I could do. The big barrier for me was really finding out a way to utilize all of those tools.
I think the biggest thing I took out of the state program was to understand how my brain actually records things 15, 20 minutes a day on something, and I can remember stuff.
Middle school, high school, I never had to study. I always got A's without the studying. And then when I got to college, it was this major roadblock where my grades weren't what I expected them to be, what my parents expected them to be. When I found out about the learning disability, I had to go back and say, well, what can I do now to make sure that I can finish college? And one of the things that I had to learn how to do was how to study.
They all have a difficulty that they bring with them that gets them to be a client of RCPD. They've struggled and they've worked really hard to deal with these kinds of problems that they have. They're usually pretty bright. Some of them, until they got to college, even in spite of these challenges, never really had to work very hard. Many of them have no idea that college is a full-time job and what it actually looks like to work 40 hours a week.
I took a physiology class, and I did poorly in it. When I would go to her, I said, I don't know if I can pass this class. I worked so hard, but I can't do it, and I don't understand. And she's like, well, maybe you shouldn't go in the medical field. And you work hard, it's supposed to pay off. And I felt like it wasn't getting paid off. The state program helped.
If you can develop that relationship, then they know that there is one person on campus who absolutely cares about their success.
No one teaches you how to learn. It was nice to have someone teach you how to note take and to study properly. I decided to reapply to MSU and try to get into the nursing program. I began here, and so I want to finish here. The only way I could focus would be studying, but it definitely pays off. Tomorrow's my orientation.
When I started the state program, I knew it was a choice that I was making for myself. I was able to access more resources and increase my ability as a student. I started feeling much more capable of being a successful student.
It's kind of like I'm getting a second chance here to learn.
I just believe that anything can help me succeed. I'm for it.
Their willingness to try things. It's the best part of this. The standard approach that we're trying to catch 60-70% of students isn't going to work for them. But there is an approach that works for them.
Just want to say a personal thank you to the people who put this together and see the need for it, because there's a lot of intelligent people who don't have the tools. It's a method for people that maybe have had a harder time with certain things and nobody really understood it.
One thing that kept me motivated was knowing that this program was funded by a family that really believed in students that have disabilities. I stuck with the program and worked as hard as I could because they believe in me and believe in other students. Programs like this are really helpful.